Ab, it's really great to have you out here. I know we haven't spoken in some time. How's your life been in the last 2 years since releasing Control System?
It's been on the uprise for sure. Covering a lot more ground, touching a lot more hands, you know what I'm saying? And I think we're, I'm reaching a lot more people. It's a great thing.
You guys recently put out the cover work, the artwork for it. You also shot sort of, I guess, a small video for Stigmata, which sort of plays off the album cover. It's the same scenery.
Yeah.
What inspired you to do that? I mean, it's kind of like the Hate Me Now video where he's carrying the cross. Obviously, the Nas reference in the hook. I guess why did you choose to do that?
I originally wanted to do a song about stigma, and doing research on that, I thought of the word stigmata. I thought that was just like a extension of the word. You know what I'm saying? So I looked it up and rediscovered what stigmata actually meant. I usually quote like Nas and Jay-Z at least like once or twice on every project, like good. You feel what I'm saying? So that was just the one for this one in particular.
Obviously, you grew up with Steven Johnson syndrome. That's some sort of the mark for you too.
Yeah.
Is that where that connection comes from?
Yeah, a lot of I just kind of see a lot of parallels in the story. With me. I mean, of course, I haven't been necessarily crucified, nailed to a cross, but I feel like I've taken a lot of beatings in my life in that same respect. So.
Do you consider yourself a religious person?
No. But I love religion.
Right.
It's just a great history, you know what I'm saying, give or take.
When you do something with, depiction of Jesus, doing a cross, there's always sort of this inherent controversy to it. Yeah. There's always people, kind of catch feelings about it.
Yeah.
Not a concern for you, though?
No, I mean, I want people to talk about it. I like people to talk about it. I like people to oppose. I like that. You know what I mean? I like to provoke thought and opinion.
I was listening to Tree of Life too, and you had that line where he's like, "I'm gonna cop a whole case of Activius to give Sprite a stock boost." I was surprised. I didn't know you were into lean. That's a weird thing.
Yeah, I've been sipping for a while. Real talk.
Really?
Yeah, that was a Jay-Z reference too. Kinda.
What?
Yeah.
What line was that?
I won't give it to you, just know it was a reference.
I might have to look that one up.
Yeah.
Is the album coming out under TDE?
Yeah, TDE only.
Oh, I see. So it's not.
I was never signed to Interscope.
Really?
Yeah.
Right. See, that surprised me because I thought.
Very important to know.
Yeah, I thought, because I think the perception, and this is even me, I thought when, I think a little before Kendrick's album come out, it was like TDE is now a part of, Interscope, and it seemed like everything was going through Interscope.
Right. I mean, and because we are, because, if one of us are there, we family. You know what I'm saying? It's just simple as that. Real talk. You feel me? Kendrick went over to Aftermath Interscope. Q went over to Interscope. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, it's just us, trying out with the larger brands, you feel what I'm saying? Branching off. And
it seems like it might be a benefit to you because when Schoolboy's album came out, he was saying stuff about how he had wished TD stayed independent. Yeah. He was saying, they wanted me to make certain singles and this and that. It seems like you can avoid that fate with your album.
I mean, yeah, it's all a strategy, but at the same time, was Death Row an independent label? Are we calling it the right thing, really?
Right.
What are we doing? What are we trying to do here?
I remember this came up when Mac Miller had the #1 album. They were saying it was the first independent #1 album since Dog Food.
Right.
But Dog Food was released on Death Row when Death Row had Dr. Dre and Snoop and Tupac, and it was the biggest label in the world.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't hear too many people calling Death Row an independent label, independent record company, or Rockefeller.
Right.
They don't really call them independent record labels, and they probably had distributors or working with cross branding or whatever the case may be, but independent sounds a lot smaller than major. You know what I'm saying? I think we do it major.
There was a project you were gonna have with Jameson called Unit 6, which ultimately didn't come out. What happened with that project?
We just couldn't. I just make the music and I present it, and I let the business guys do the business thing, and I guess they just couldn't, meet up on the business end. But me and Jameson are still cool. He's still a phenomenal artist. He's even featured on These Days as well. So shout out to Jameson, man.
Word. I feel obliged to ask all you guys when I see you guys, what's up with that Black Hippie album? I feel like we've been talking about it for several years. Every time you guys are like, it's coming soon, but then it's
The Black Hippie album should just be Detox. I'm trying to tell Top to just let Dre let us come in and just do Detox. Why not? That'd be crazy, right?
I mean, it's tough because, like I said, This is the thing I was talking about before with TD. I mean, you guys have expanded so much, and obviously, you know, all you guys are touring at once, and not even touring together necessarily, because you guys are you're your own thing now.
Yeah,
and it's hard to get together and work together,
right.
and you know, to have the sort of in-studio chemistry that was sort of very available when you didn't have any place to be.
Right, and you know, because you know, it's not a group really. You know what I'm saying? It's just a collective. It was a way for us to bring all our audiences together, and so we're just doing just that.
And through that time, obviously, a lot of changes. You guys have, you know, doing world tours, signing new artists, doing all types of stuff. Yeah. In the meanwhile, you know, you've been working. I assume you work all the time. You've probably been working for 2 years straight on material. And I know it's frustrating for you, and you've expressed some of these frustrations on Twitter and stuff about having all this great material, not being able to release it.
Right. I mean, just only in terms of time. But you know what I'm saying? I'm one of the original members of TDE, which gives me some pretty cool seniority in the company. So it's not like I was being shelved or something like that. We like to make sure that, you know, we're all on the same accord. We all like the material that's being presented, you know what I'm saying? We just like to move as a team, you know? So I was only expressing my frustration as far as the time. Like, I've been working this whole 2 years. I didn't want people to think that I wasn't working.
I was hanging out with Ali and Punch in the studio, and actually they were talking about you, because this is right when we saw the cover.
Okay.
And they were saying, you know, it's like Ab-Soul's not so solo anymore. Now every time we see him, it's like the weed man, the lean man, and the driver.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Is that what it's like now?
Yeah, because I can afford it.
Well, this is what I said before. You know, like TD changes, like you said, you get a little bit more money, but you know, the money it just changes life.
I'm telling you, you got to do good with your people. You got to do good with your people. You know what I'm saying? All the time. So you know, my weed man and my lean man and my driver, you know, them is my homies from the hood. I can't drive. I can't see that well. You know what I'm saying? So, you feel me? I smoke weed a lot. You know what I'm saying? I just do good with my people. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is.
Yeah, that's funny.
You entourage, right?
Yeah, you gotta have the entourage,
man. Talk, man.
Right. I mean, yeah, that's funny that you and Schoolboy both do not drive.
Yeah, no, for real. Q, he be sneaking sometimes though. He be trying to dip out on the low sometimes. But I really shouldn't get you. I get you to the hospital, like in case of emergency for sure, but like you probably don't want me to get by.
Right. Well, I didn't realize that your vision was affected that much. Like.
No, absolutely. Yeah. I need a corneal transplant.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not too excited about doing that, so I'm gonna thug it out as long as I can.
I don't know.
Sounds kind of scary.
Yeah,
right?
It sounds like they're just gonna gouge your eyes out and put some new ones in.
Man, that's how it sounds to me. So I'm kind of, you know, I see eye right now. You know, I ain't running into too much.
Right. Hopefully, you know, we'll get a longer conversation. I know you got a flight, but I appreciate you as always.
Man, thank you. Appreciate it.
There you go.